Imagine an empire so vast it stretched across 3 continents. From the sun-scorched deserts of North Africa to the icy peaks of the Hindu Kush, an empire that ruled over 40% of the entire world's population. This wasn't Rome, and it wasn't the British Empire. This was ancient Persia, the Achaemenid Empire, the first true superpower in history. But how did a group of nomadic tribes from the Iranian plateau build something so monumental? And what can their incredible story teach us today? Get ready, because we're about to journey back 2,500 years to uncover the secrets of the empire that ruled the world. Our story begins not with a king, but with a visionary named Cyrus the Great, in the mid-6th century BC. The world was a patchwork of warring kingdoms. But Cyrus had a different idea. He didn't just want to conquer. He wanted to unite. Starting from a small regional kingdom, he embarked on a series of brilliant military campaigns. He conquered the mighty Median Empire, then the fabulously wealthy kingdom of Lydia, and finally, the ancient and powerful city of Babylon. But what made Cyrus truly great wasn't just his victories. It was what he did asterisk after asterisk the battle. When Cyrus entered Babylon, he didn't burn the city or enslave its people, which was standard practice at the time. Instead, he issued a proclamation that would echo through history. He declared freedom of religion, allowed displaced peoples, including the Jews, to return to their homelands and established a principle of human rights. This was revolutionary. The Cyrus cylinder, a small clay artifact, records these decrees and is considered by many to be the world's first charter of human rights. Cyrus understood that you can't build a lasting empire on fear alone. You need respect, tolerance, and a shared sense of purpose. He was building a multicultural empire, a concept that was millennia ahead of its time. After Cyrus's death, the empire continued to expand under his successors, Cambyses II, and, most notably, Darius the Great. Darius was the ultimate organizer, the CEO of the ancient world. He inherited a massive, sprawling territory and knew he needed a system to manage it effectively. So, what did he do? He divided the empire into provinces called satrapies, each governed by a local official or satrap. But Darius was no fool. To keep the satraps in line, he created a network of secret agents known as the king's eyes and ears who would travel the empire and report back to him. It was an ancient intelligence agency, ensuring loyalty and preventing rebellion. Darius also revolutionized the economy. He standardized weights, measures, and, crucially, currency. He introduced the daric, a gold coin, and the siglos, a silver coin, creating a unified economic zone across his vast domain. This made trade easier, faster, and more profitable for everyone from a merchant in Egypt to a farmer in India. But how do you connect all these people? With a superhighway. Darius built the Royal Road, a magnificent highway stretching over 1,600 miles from the heart of Persia to the shores of the Aegean Sea, equipped with relay stations every 15 to 30 miles. A royal messenger could travel the entire length of the road in just 7 days, a journey that would take a normal traveler 3 months. This network wasn't just for messages. It was the lifeblood of the empire, carrying armies, trade goods, and ideas at unprecedented speeds. The Persians weren't just brilliant administrators. They were incredible engineers and artists. Just look at their capital city, Persepolis. This wasn't just a city, it was a statement. Built on a massive terrace carved out of a mountainside, Persepolis was a breathtaking display of wealth and power. Its grand staircases are decorated with intricate carvings showing delegates from every corner of the empire: Ethiopians, Indians, Scythians, all bringing tribute to the Persian king. This wasn't a depiction of conquered subjects. It was a celebration of diversity, a vision of a united world under a benevolent ruler. The architecture itself was a fusion of styles: Egyptian, Babylonian, Greek, symbolizing the unity of the different cultures within the empire. At the heart of Persian culture was a unique religion, Zoroastrianism. Founded by the prophet Zoroaster, it was one of the world's first monotheistic faiths. It taught that the world was a battleground between a god of good and light, Ahura Mazda, and a spirit of evil and darkness, Ahriman. Humans had free will to choose which side they would support through their thoughts, words, and deeds. Concepts like heaven, hell, a final judgment, and a savior figure, all of these ideas had a profound influence on later religions, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So you have this incredibly advanced, tolerant, and well-organized empire. It seems unstoppable. But on its western frontier, a new power was rising. A collection of small, fiercely independent city-states, Greece. The clash between the Persian behemoth and the scrappy Greeks would define the age. The Greco-Persian Wars, famous for battles like Marathon, Thermopylae, and Salamis, are often portrayed as a simple story of freedom versus tyranny. But the reality is far more complex. For the Persians, Greece was a troublesome border region. For the Greeks, it was a fight for their very existence. While Persia never succeeded in fully conquering Greece, their influence was undeniable. Persian gold often funded one Greek city-state against another, and Persian culture, art, and ideas flowed freely into the Greek world. For 2 centuries, the Achaemenid Empire dominated the world stage. But like all great empires, it eventually faced its decline. A series of weaker rulers, internal rebellions, and court intrigues began to erode its foundations. The final blow came not from within, but from a young, ambitious king from Macedonia, Alexander. In a whirlwind campaign, Alexander the Great dismantled the Persian Empire piece by piece. Yet, even in defeat, Persia's legacy endured. Alexander was so impressed by Persian culture that he adopted its customs, married a Persian princess, and encouraged his soldiers to do the same. He dreamed of fusing Greek and Persian civilizations into a new Hellenistic world. Alexander didn't erase Persia, he inherited it. So, what happened to the Persians? They didn't just disappear. The spirit of Persia lived on. Later dynasties, like the Parthians and the Sassanids, would rise to challenge Rome and build new empires on the same land, carrying forward the legacy of Cyrus and Darius. And today, the influence of ancient Persia is all around us. From ideas of human rights and religious tolerance to the concept of a postal service and the cultural DNA of modern Iran, the empire that ruled the world never truly vanished. It became part of the story of humanity. Its history is a powerful reminder that the greatest empires are built not just with swords and stone, but with ideas, respect, and a vision for a connected world. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the empires that shaped our world. Let me know in the comments which ancient civilization you'd like to explore next. Until then, stay curious.